Hello, all of you. Very good morning to all of you. The amazing third day of our preparation. Record for me also, along with you. I'm getting that feeling as if I'm only writing exam. आपके साथ वापस से that excitement also, that nervousness I can feel because 3 days we have been working and I have never taken classes like this. The way I took last 2 days, थोड़ा सा आवाज भी हो गया. DT marathon. 5.5 hours, 5.5 hours, two part we have divided and we have done thorough revision, right? Evening, you all were asking some doubts I have cleared. Some doubts are very common, I feel, but I will take it today in another session. Common doubts which are being asked by all the students. But so happy for all of you who are staying focused, connected, and attending classes, whether with me or anyone, but you all are utilizing your these 3 days best and you are making superb story for yourself. It's not easy when you get too many holidays to study rather than in that flow 1.5 day chalo aaj exam diye kal chutti parso exam. There's a different kind of flow, but still we could maintain that. Hats off. We have completed everything in DT. Evening we have practiced problems. GST, already GST Sarthi batch is just over few days before, and some lectures which are one day I have given the best booster notes. I have made you write there compulsory. कितने भी colored flow charts कोई भी teacher दे दे, unless you make the chart it will not sink into your mind. So already you have done the GST Sarthi batch. If anyone is here for CMA exam, let me clarify, repeatedly asked question. Yes, place of supply is added in the new CMA syllabus for June 24 also. But you don't have accounts and records and you don't have TDS and TCS. Okay. So now this technique I have applied when I was preparing ki before the exam, ma'am पूरा GST पढ़ा, time of supply, value of supply, but ऐसा लग रहा है भूल जा रहे हैं. So you know what you have to do? You have to pick up your notes and start solving the past exam questions with me. Okay, that's what we are doing. One disclaimer I'm giving you now. Actually, it was my fault. I missed out adding the November 23. It's already ready with me. I take a lot of efforts and with my team, I get it all typed. And then chapter wise, I have given you all ITC questions, all supply questions, all exemption questions. पर वैसे सब mix हैं. So right from December 21, all the exams questions we are going to do in today's class, past exams, MTPs, RTPs, all. Some questions you will not find because overly tricky questions sometimes they ask in RTP. I feel it's not required. I have excluded that. And I have missed adding in this the November 23 exam paper. So let us do that. Of course, CMA students should also attempt lot of things. You know my way of teaching. I never say ये तो तब पढ़ाया था, वो तो तब पढ़ाया था. ठीक है. Now you are doing the problems. If you get a feeling, ma'am, while doing the problem as if we are learning the concept again, okay. If somewhere you are stuck up, ask me. I will revise the concept. But this works wonderful for your theory exams also. कभी कभी ना theory भी एक साथ पढ़ के we feel walk down. So the मतलब थक जाते हैं, ऐसा आ भी रहा है नहीं भी आ रहा है. तो best ways to pick up any past exam papers, RTP, NTP, when it comes in question answer form, when it is combined, you enjoy it and you learn it. So we are still in learning mode. We are not in testing mode. ठीक है? Right. Okay. So are you all with me? But promise me that whatever sheet I'm using now, I have already send it in all the groups, challenges groups and Telegram. And many students are commenting in the YouTube video that link is not clickable. It is clickable. Telegram का link मैंने अभी भी click किया, but you should have Telegram downloaded. Am I right? Anyone wants to add to the technical part, you can कि मैंने तो ऐसे download किया तो बता दो. Okay. Ma'am, how to compute the GST tax liability? वही तो हम कर रहे हैं बेटा. I am telling you whether it is CA exam or CMA exam. CA exam. Acha, can I request all of you to watch my two separate videos of 10 minutes for the paper pattern of the CA and CMA exam? Because that I don't want to do. What is the paper pattern? What is the weightage? And which is the sequence in which you should attempt the exam? वो दूसरे lecture में है. Right now, today's classes, if it is CMA exam, compulsory you are getting 7 marks question on how to calculate the टैक्स लायबिलिटी, आउटपुट माइनस इनपुट इज टैक्स पेबल, ठीक है ना बेटा? ओके और आपको एक क्वेश्चन कंपलसरी आता है वैल्यू ऑफ सप्लाई से. ओके नाउ कमिंग टू सीए स्टूडेंट्स, you have MCQs. After that you have question number 1 which is mandatory. It's mandatory to attempt, it's not mandatory to attempt it first. So first 1.5 hour whatever you know best, the first impression is best impression works and it वो अंदर वाला confidence बढ़ जाएगा if you attempt 5 mark 7 mark question whatever you know well in the first 1.5 hour, ठीक है? And please utilize the reading time, dear students. I feel so bad. I went to drop my nephew at the exam center and 15 minutes reading time is given. Students have received the question paper and so many students are still waiting to give their baggage and mobile phone and all in lockers. Nahi beta, ye leniency nahi chalegi. When the result comes, no, you cannot give any excuse beta. Chalo, enough of extra talk. So can we do one thing, because we are solving the problems today, let us learn once the format of value of supply and ITC. Works for all of you? I'm not taking GST marathon अभी. GST marathon बहुत है, आपको जिसका चाहिए वो देख लो. And if you feel, ma'am, you have already in the DT Sarthi batch, one class return, one class tax document, one class registration, you have already condensed and given and we'll revise that. Most welcome. Huh? Yeah, but if you like what I'm teaching today, comment करो, हम भी थोड़े motivate होते हैं. YouTube also gives boost. Already I'm getting a good boost. Thank you so much, because these are all live videos, not pre-recorded and uploaded. So I can revert back to your comments also. Okay, can I have some messages in the chat box? And all those who are watching live now, to like the video also and message in the chat box. Do you have this material with you? All past exam papers मैंने एक जगह इकट्ठा किए हैं right from 2021, very important for the upcoming CMA and CA exam. पता नहीं CS के लिए भी यूज कर रहे हैं, पर मैंने I'll be very honest, I have not yet checked the CMA part. whom I can CS वाला part, CMA तो word to word पता है. हाँ बोलो. आई एम गोइंग टू सम समरी. देखो बेटा, ये आप सबके पास लिखा होगा अगर आपने मेरे साथ क्लास अटेंड किया है ना? वैल्यू ऑफ सप्लाई ये रहा. या value of supply is the transaction value as per section 15 on which you have to pay the GST. So in exam, make sure the value of supply given to you is inclusive of taxes or not. Clear to all of you? Right. Now, when you take value of the supply, first start with, one second, huh, dear student, the screen is, value of supply will be used when the transaction value or the ad valorem value is between unrelated buyer and seller. It's also called in some of the books as arm's length value. Okay, right. Now, in the transaction value, I'm just going to give you the gist of all the chapters. Almost remind me end में 10 मिनट में TDS TCS कैसे करना है, जो नया ऐड हुआ है वो भी मैं आपको बता दूंगी. ठीक है? Right. Okay. Thank you so much, Amit. God bless you also for saying me thank you, because that energy flows at a different level. I do believe a lot in these energies. Thank you. Thank you, all of you. Transaction value. In transaction value, all the taxes that is like local taxes, agar kuch municipal tax hai, market cess hai, some of the products still we are paying excise duty and all. So add all the taxes in the transaction value except GST. Ma'am, what are the GST related taxes? CGST, SGST, IGST, goods compensation cess, wo nikal do. I am teaching you how to calculate transaction value, particulars, and one column in the exam. All the taxes you have to write, add except the GST. Ma'am, if the values are given already inclusive of GST, means they are 118. Okay, right. Then what you have to do? 118 itna hai, rate aapko malum hai, you can get it as 18. ठीक है? कितना है और 100 कितना है? Now, this is a googly part. Students think that they know subsidy very well, but my chapter wise class test paper correction experience, ये point गलत होता है. क्यों गलत होता है? Listen all of you. Subsidy of all the kind are to be included in the transaction value, except the subsidy received from central government and state government. Are you all with me? Yeah. So all the subsidies are to be included. So suppose we have received a subsidy from a private NGO and it is already included. So do you need to add again? No. Suppose you have received a subsidy from central government and it is already excluded. नहीं, central government की subsidy minus होता है, NGO का subsidy add होता है. इसे रट्टा मत मारो, थोड़ा 10 minutes लगेगा. Just let us revise so that when we solve the questions, you will really enjoy today's class. Okay, right. Subsidies. Okay, central government subsidies, if they are included, remove. NGO subsidies, if they are included, let it be, don't do anything. Transaction value includes 5,000 subsidy received from NGO, let it be. Anyhow, that subsidy is to be added and on that GST is to be charged. Next, amount paid by the recipient on behalf of the supplier. Okay. See, I am supplying the goods to you for 1 lakh rupees. Okay. So I am supplying goods to Amit for 1 lakh rupees, but I have made the bill only for 80,000. 20,000, what are the attachment in my product? Amit, you can buy it locally and add, no? Are you getting? So transaction value is for 1 lakh. I am providing you catering service. Okay. Subhash, I am providing you catering service of 1 lakh rupees. But I am saying, listen, I have outsourced the ice cream wala. He will come and drop all the flavored ice creams at your place. I'll use it in my catering. Just pay him 20,000. So the recipient is paying the amount on behalf of the supplier to third party. I am giving you catering for 1 lakh rupees and 20,000 you have already paid to the ice cream wala on my behalf and you're paying 80 to me. GST के लिए हम क्या लेंगे? 1 lakh. So all the receipt you added. Now, incidental expenses. For incidental expenses, let us learn these terms. Free on board means, free on rail means, if I'm ordering the goods from Mumbai, I am in Hyderabad right now, then all the goods which I am ordering from Mumbai or from other places, free on rail means the railways insurance, the transport expense belongs to seller. Okay? Right. So add all other expenses incurred like weighing charges, inspecting, designing charges, special packaging. I normally sells the pens. Suppose I am selling stationery. I sell each Parker company है ना, brand है pen का. एक एक पार्कर का पेन हम बॉक्स में डाल के सेल करते हैं. This time an academy wants me to give them 100 Parker pens in a netted box with a bow and blah blah. So I am going to charge extra for the packaging. Do we need to add it in the transaction value? Answer is yes. Next is interest, penalty and fees. If you make late payment, we will charge interest as per section 50 at the rate of 18%. Shall we add it to transaction value? Yes. Penalty? Yes. Fees? Yes. Most of the exams, interest value is taken as inclusive of GST. ठीक है? चलो हम एकदम ब्रीफ में रिवाइज कर रहे हैं. लेट फीस. हाँ, लेट फीस के बारे में क्या लिखा है? If it is waived off, don't include. We have charged the late fees, but then customer is saying, अरे मैम ये वो reason छोड़ दो ना, छोड़ दिया. So if the late fees is waived, it's not a part of transaction value. Don't include it. Last beautiful part on which so much MCQs is asked is discount. If discount is decided at the time of supply, it's called as trade discount. In 1000, trade means customer come buy 1,000 rupees goods, 100 तो हम काट के ही आपको देंगे. So trade discount is always deducted. Cash discount is not deducted. ठीक है? Second, before or at the time of supply, if there is a discount, terms are pre-agreed. Okay, this month if you buy 100 pieces, per piece we'll give you 10 rupees discount. So this discount is pre-agreed. Discount can be linked with invoice. While I'm making the invoice, I know that you have already purchased 100 pieces. Proportionate ITC reversed by recipient from the transaction value. Oh, if I've supplied you the goods of 5,000, okay, then again 5,000, and I have told you initially, if you buy the goods above 8,000, we will give you 10% discount. So you've already purchased the goods of 10,000. So I have reduced the discount value, and you have also reversed in your purchases. And this is known when the goods are supplied. Then take it. मैम थोड़ा टेक्निकली बोल रहे हैं आप, इजी बोलो ना. प्रॉब्लम सॉल्व करते वक्त डिस्काउंट इज ऑलरेडी प्री नोन, डिडक्टेड फ्रॉम द ट्रांजैक्शन वैल्यू. Okay, after the supply, companies, they give you secondary discount or year end discount throughout the year. If you have sold this, you will give this discount. No, they will not be considered. Okay, right. One small amendment is there here which talks about no claim bonus. Every year I take insurance and I have not claimed any, kuch bhi problem nahi hua hai, just all my things are proper. I'm taking my building ka insurance. So in the fourth year, can I ask, last 3 years I have been paying annual insurance 10,000. I have not made any accident claim. Can you give me some no claim bonus? Yes. They reduced this year's premium. Instead of 10,000, they said pay 9,000. तो 1,000 क्या करेंगे बेटा? हाँ, कम कर देंगे. So now GST will be levied on 10,000 or 9,000? 9,000. No claim bonus is not a part of the transaction value. It will be reduced from transaction value. Over and out. 5 mark का problem solve करना है आपको. List price, other municipal taxes, packing, subsidy from NGO already included above. कुछ नहीं करना है. Receipts paid to third party, ठीक है. Discount on turnover not known, so don't take it. Interest is generally already inclusive of taxes. Yeah, you get the value of taxable supply. समझ रहा है format? अच्छा, please don't get scared, but can I ask you, they can combine ITC and value of supply and ask ITC के लिए what is your outward supply? Value of supply. Value of supply कहाँ से मिलेगा? Section 15. So can they combine and ask you? I'm not scaring you. I'm making you prepared. हाँ, कुछ भी आए. The broader way you study, no, you will not be scared exam में कुछ भी आने. ठीक है? चलो. Now I'm giving you the format of ITC. जल्दी से करते हैं और फिर कुछ अच्छे problems करेंगे ITC और सबसे related. ITC whole, if I revise, it's like काफी notes हैं, 16, 17, 18. Section 16 is condition subject to which ITC is allowed. I should receive the goods. Invoice should be received. If goods are received in lot, then जब last lot मिलेगा तब ITC लेंगे and all that. Okay. Section 17 is blocked credit. Section 18 is from composition, if I shift to regular, can I avail ITC? Yeah. From regular, if I'm going to composition, bye. Whatever ITC I have availed, it will lapse. So I have to reverse and pay. हाँ, चलो अभी हम जितना प्रॉब्लम के लिए चाहिए उतना करेंगे. Particulars, whenever you solve the GST problem, particulars, CGST, SGST, IGST total. Please make a total column either here or here. Are you able to see the format on screen? Now your some study material and all, no beta, they are giving three tables. ऐसे नहीं करना है, सब एक टेबल में बनाना है क्योंकि आपको 3 घंटे में एग्जाम खत्म करना है. I'll take a 15-20 minutes exclusive class for the common doubts and pitfalls. तो अच्छे से करना है आपको. चलो. Output tax. If it is intrastate, CGST and SGST. If it is interstate, IGST, and do the total. Now, input में first you write opening stock. Then you write intrastate purchases. But if that includes motor car पे ITC allowed नहीं है तो हमने deduct कर लिया, बाकी ले लिया. Intrastate purchases from unregistered person. He's not able to give tax invoice, nahi milega. See, now this either you can write a note later, or here only you have written it is unregistered, so no ITC, put a dash. I think this is a beautiful way of writing least note, और अभी के अभी कर लो, बाद में याद करने की जरूरत नहीं है. So opening हो गया purchases. If it is interstate 4 lakh, but 1 lakh we have purchased the goods, but invoice is not there. Without invoice, I can't avail ITC. So only on 3 lakh, I will avail ITC. So this is my B bit. Now set off. What are the set off rules, beta? IGST को किसमें set off करेंगे? IGST. CGST को CGST. SGST को SGST. फिर भी IGST ज्यादा है तो you can set off in both equally, or you can set off in CGST first and SGST जहां जरूरत है. CGST and SGST mutually cannot be set off. Clear to all of you. Sequence of set off we have already studied in the first उसमें भी है ना. चलो. हाँ, this is having lot of details, blocked credit and all. I think little थोड़ा बाद में मैं revise करूंगी. अभी let us start solving the questions. Okay. Mostly all the questions will be mixed. मतलब मैंने purposely कुछ बीच बीच में कुछ और chapters के जो which are coming repeated, that also I have included. Is my speed fine? Are you all with me? Shall we start? Those who are having full 178 pages notes, inclusive of question answers, that 178 page notes, at the end I have given the past exam questions. But I'm doing it from the sheet so that those who have got the sheet, they can do it. Sat sat. Some problems we will tick and do, some problems we will do it in notebook. Xeon Limited, a GST supplier located in Ranchi, Jharkhand, is engaged in manufacturing of washing machine. It provides you the details of various activities. This is missed out over here. This is May 22 exam का actual question for 8 marks. May 22 का एक्चुअल एग्जाम का पेपर है बेटा. जब हम पास्ट एग्जाम के ऐसे पेपर सॉल्व करते हैं ना, कॉन्फिडेंस बहुत बढ़ जाता है. अरे लो बैटरी पे गया. 1 मिनट. रुको रुको रुको. थैंक यू फॉर वेटिंग. चलो पढ़ते हैं साथ में. सो वी आर सप्लायर्स ऑफ वॉशिंग मशीन. Outward supply within Jharkhand, outside Jharkhand. Purchase of raw material from a dealer, okay, which includes purchase of 2 lakh from Krishna, who is paying tax under composition. Okay, तो 2 lakhs पे नहीं मिलेगा because there's no tax invoice. Bus purchased from a registered dealer Jharkhand. Bus used to ferry its, so if it is used for transport inside the factory, okay, then you will get the credit. 1 minute. हाँ, कुछ तो कुछ और on हो जा रहा है. One second, dear students. Winsip and something is opening better one. Are you able to see the screen? Okay. Chalo. Right. So first we will take one by one directly. We will solve the question only. Outward supply within Jharkhand is 24 lakhs and GST rate is given to you for composite supply, for bus, for raw material and for washing machine. So we are selling 2 lakh 40,000 it must be, no? 24 lakhs say zero company. 24 lakhs. All right. So 24 lakhs is within Jharkhand. Outward supply 24 lakhs, 9%, 9%. Clear? They have not made a total column, but generally we should make so that wo galti nahi hoti. Now outside Jharkhand, 5 lakhs you have sold. So 5 lakh pay 18% IGST. 5 lakh pay 18% IGST. This is your total tax. Tell me, is this clear to all of you? These are inter-level questions, but GST is so much important to do the practice questions. So definitely final students can also practice this question because ITC and all this part is same. Only thing is inter is not having the rules. Final में थोड़े rules detail पढ़ते हो बेटा. चलो. So is your outward within the state, outside the state clear to you? This is our output tax. Now input tax they have worked out separately, but I told you you can leave one line and in the same table. I've already shown you the format in the notebook wherein how you can work. Okay? Right. चलो. तो अब हम क्या करेंगे? स्क्रीन क्यों स्टक हो जा रहा है? 1 second. Now let us take the input credit. In input credit already we have input ITC for the month of the September 20,000, 5,000, 95,000. So first we will take that 20,000, 5,000, 95,000. They are writing too many notes and all because this is the suggested answer. In exam you have to write very limited notes, explain in one line over. You need not write so many notes. Now नेक्स्ट इज व्हाट बेटा, ये आपने ओपनिंग तो ले लिया. अब परचेजेस, purchase of raw material is 7 lakh, but 2 lakh you have purchased from a person who's a composite dealer. He'll not give you tax invoice, you can't claim. So we will take on purchases within the state 5 lakh. 5 lakh pay 9%, 9%. Why? 5 lakh. 5 lakh पे within the state कितना है आपका? Raw material you have purchased. So on raw material it's 6% and 6%. Okay. So 6% and 6%. Now, next is what? After this they have given. Bus is purchased from a registered dealer. Bus uses to ferry its 25 workers to and fro from factory. 12 lakhs. And on bus, 14% CGST and 14% SGST is allowed. So transport ke liye, if you are using and capacity of the motor vehicle is above 13%, then only ITC is allowed. Motor vehicle, if it is less than 13%, ITC is allowed in 3 cases. I am revising the provisions for all of you. One is if you are dealing into purchase and sale of motor vehicle. or if you are into training, or the third one is if you are in the same line, okay, that is related to motor vehicle only, you are giving insurance and all, okay, और you are training for driving school है आपका, और या फिर transport का business है, same motor vehicle. So now once again, what is your total ITC opening, purchase of raw material and bus purchased? So this is the ITC 218, 2,03,095,000. अब देखो, actually after this we should write the total. Always start the set off of IGST first generally. So देखो, 90,000 is the output tax. You already have 95,000. So till 90, can you set off the ITC here? Yes. 5,000 you have extra. Wherever required, you can set off. Now come to CGST. CGST is 218 and tax payable is 216. So 218, you can adjust 218 or 216, and 2,000 CGST you will carry forward. Now come to SGST. SGST available is 2,03,000, but you have to pay 216. So extra IGST 5,000. Can you set off here? Yes. So 2,03,000 and 5,000, 2,08,000 out of 216, and still 8,000 you have to pay the GST in cash. Are you all with me? Check karo, bolo ek baar clear hai ya nahi? Is this way clear, or you want to do it in notebook? Reply. Chalo. Next question is about value of supply. May 22 का ही question है, इस 6 marks के लिए. XY Private Limited provided following particulars. Okay. List price exclusive of the taxes and discount is 50,000. Taxes levied, municipal taxes and all you have to add. Other than GST, all the taxes you have to add. Now, packing charges not included. Will you add? Yes. Subsidy received from NGO directly linked, already included. Subsidy of NGO, subsidy minus तभी होता है बेटा if it is given by central government or state government. This time the subsidy is given by NGO and it is already added, so don't do anything. I'm telling you, never I have seen any student getting 0 marks in value of supply, but very few students get 5 out of 5. दो ही जगह आपके मार्क्स जाते हैं, one is subsidy, another is late fees or discount. इसको थोड़ा ध्यान से करो. Clear why I didn't do anything? Because it's already added and included. Paid to one of the vendors in relation to service provided. Okay. XYZ has provided the service. तो हमारे जो कस्टमर हैं ABC, तो हमने रिसिपेंट को डायरेक्टली बोला कि पे टू अ थर्ड पार्टी 2,000. Add it to the transaction value. XY Limited offered 2% turnover discount on list price after reviewing the performance. This discount was not known at the time of supply. Just now I have shared the flow chart with you. If this discount is not known, मत लो. समझ में आ रही है आपको बात? If this discount is not known, don't take it. So since discount is not known at the time of supply, it will not be included. This is a beautiful way of writing there itself, and half mark yahi mil jayega, and you will not have to remember कि after the problem I have to write a note or frame a note. Okay. I am taking very practical part. मैं कुछ theory नहीं पढ़ा रही कि आप बैठ के सुने. हाँ, जहाँ लग रहा है I am revising the concept also. So I want some messages from all of you. Is this clear or not? Bolo. Now, Amit Limited delayed the payment and paid 5,000 including GST as interest. So these all the figures are excluding GST. If 5,000 is including GST, it's 118. What is 100? In 118 inclusive of GST, transaction value without GST is 100. So in 5,000, how much? This is your transaction value. 6 marks problem. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. ऐसे half mark मिलेगा आपको. Easy. Will you be able to do exactly same? Are you getting that pumped confidence or not? Chalo. Examine whether the following activities would amount to supply. Is this a supply or not? Supply has some parameters. You remember it should be for furtherance of business. It should be by a registered person. It should be for consideration. Section 7 gives you all the parameters for supply. Now let us see this question, and answers are also printed to give you a command how to write the answers. Okay? Glory Limited is engaged in manufacturing and selling of cosmetics. Seva Trust, a charitable, approach Glory Limited to provide financial assistance for charitable activity. Glory Limited donated 2 lakh to Seva Trust with a condition that Seva Trust will place a hoarding at the entrance of premises displaying the picture product of Glory Limited. Oh, generally, if you are donating to trust, it's exempt, no GST is charged. But if you are donating with an intention to display the banner of your product, you are actually availing the services called as advertisement. Is it a supply? Answer is yes. Dekho answer. An activity qualifies as supply only if it is for consideration and it is in course of furtherance of business. ये दो pillars हैं. Supply की definition याद है सबको? हाँ? So what are the pillars of the supply? It should be for consideration. Ma'am, but there are some supplies without the consideration also they are deemed to be supply. वो deemed supply. Schedule 1. Principal to agent or who? हाँ? Or furtherance of business के लिए. Donations received by charitable are treated as consideration only when there is an obligation on the part of the recipient of donation to do anything. Since in the given case display of product in charitable organization aims at advertising promotion, it is supply for consideration in course of furtherance of business. Does it qualifies as supply under GST? बिल्कुल लगेगा supply. Next, Swami of Chennai is working as a manager with ABC Bank. He consulted Jacob and Company of London and took advice for buying a residential house in Mumbai. We are importing the services, that too for personal purpose. Import of services is treated as IGST, interstate supply, even if it is for personal purpose. Is it for consideration? Yes. And we have paid $200 fees also. I'm repeating, I have imported a services of a consultant from London for personal purpose. I have paid fees also. Supply includes importation of service, whether or not in course furtherance of business. Thus, in the given case, the import of services amounts to supply, although it is not in course of the furtherance of business. Personal hai to bhi. Chalo, next. Zing of Kolkata is engaged in, this is all May 22, pure questions. First, I thought of doing chapter wise the way I have given in the DT, TDS के एक साथ. फिर कभी कभी mix आने में ज़्यादा मजा आता है. So I have kept it like this. You give the feedback, how you want to learn. See, when we do too much chapter wise, no, we are in that mindset of that chapter. It appears easy. जब mix आता है तो याद आ रहा है कि नहीं, that is important. Zing of Kolkata is engaged in trading of transmitters. On 25/5, Zing has sent 500 units for exhibition at Chennai. Goods sold on approval basis, on sale on return basis. Out of the said 500, 300 units have been accepted on 28/7. Out of 200, 150 have been brought back and balance 50 are neither sold nor brought back. Explain the provisions of GST law relating to invoices with exact dates on which tax invoice need to be issued. Now, you know what, dear students? whenever goods are sold on approval basis, either when the recipient accepts it, like 300 years accepted, or 6 months from the date when the goods are removed. If no intimation has come कि goods वापस आ गए या accept किए, then that's the date when invoice is to be issued. I want to repeat the provision. Whenever goods are sold on approval basis, either at the time of acceptance by the recipient or 6 months from the date of removal, you have to prepare the invoice. तो 25 20th May और ये 28th July हो गया क्लियर इसको? राइट. So within 2 months, the date you have accepted in Chennai, these are sold 300. वहां तक you have to issue the invoice for 300. Remaining 200 के लिए from 20 May 6 months, June, July, August, September, October, November. So 25th November will be the date. Are you all getting? Where the goods are being sold, first you write the provision in the para, and next point you write where the goods being sent for sale on approval, the tax invoice shall be issued before or at the time of supply or 6 months from the date of the removal, whichever is earlier. So out of 500, 300 units are sold before 6 months, thus tax invoice for 300 needs to be issued on 28/7, the day you accept it. Now for remaining 200, neither they are sold nor they are received back till the expiry of 6 months. So 6 months are over on 2011. That's the date of invoice. Don't you think these 4 marks are so beautiful? ऐसे 4 marks, 2 marks, इतने easy question आते हैं final exam में. Done? Right. One consolidated e-way bill can be generated for multiple invoices. Comment on the validity of the above statement with reference to the GST law. Okay. Directly, you cannot issue consolidated e-way bill for every invoice. E-way bill is to be prepared. But if all these invoices are going in the same vehicle and through the same transporter, then transporter can prepare a combined e-way bill based on all these invoices and e-way bill. That's the logic. So this statement is not valid. मल्टीपल जब ऐसे लिखते हो ना, दिस स्टेटमेंट इज नॉट वैलिड, सेम पेन से इसको अंडरलाइन करना बेटा एग्जाम में. प्रेजेंटेशन स्किल, टू कंक्लूड सो एंड सो पर्सन इज नॉन रेसिडेंट, अंडरलाइन. The more you make the work of the paper corrector easy, no, it is good to score. Multiple invoices cannot be clubbed to generate one e-way bill. If multiple invoices are issued for movement, multiple e-way bill have to be generated. Thus, for each invoice, one e-way bill has to be generated, irrespective of the fact whether same or different consignors are involved. However, after generating all these e-way bills, one consolidated e-way bill can be prepared for transportation purpose if goods are going in one way. होने के बाद you can consolidate. Okay. ऑल क्लियर? कुछ तो कमेंट करो कि समझ में आ रहा है या नहीं. व्हाट क्वेश्चंस वी आर डूइंग. November 22 नाउ. CMA स्टूडेंट्स आपके लिए भी करेंगे, बट ये सेम है. सेम डिडक्शंस क्वेश्चन केम इन द CA एग्जाम चतुर्वेदी, सेम केम इन द CMA. सो देयर इज नो डिफरेंस बेटा. ये भी करो और आपके क्वेश्चंस के लिए भी करेंगे पक्का. Ajay Limited, a registered dealer in Patna, is engaged in various supplies. बहुत सारे supplies, ठीक है. The company provided following details. थोड़ा सा लंबा question है, मतलब काफी सारे supplies they are giving for 8 marks. वही first question number 1 which was compulsory, right? चलो, outward supply of goods during the month to non-related person in the state of Bihar, intrastate. Shall we take market value or transaction value? Transaction value as per section 15, 4 lakh. So this is sale within the state, in other states 1 lakh. तो अब पहले आउटपुट जीएसटी लिख लेंगे. आउटपुट और इसका रेट ये दिया हुआ है. 4 lakh पे 9%, 9%, and 1 lakh pay 18%. Clear to all of you? This is outward. You can make one table. I've already shown the presentation in the notebook. Okay. Now, services provided to state government of Karnataka for conducting a computer training program for its employees. Okay. Total expenditure. ये पता नहीं क्यों इतना favorite है. Services provided by training services provided by government are exempt if 75% of expenditure is done by government. ये आप रट लो, आई मीन से याद कर लो. ये इसके बाद भी एक और एग्जाम में आ चुका है. Services provided to state government for conducting a computer training program for its employees. Total expenditure incurred is 90, out of which 63,000 was borne by state government. So 90 का 75% कितना आता है? 90,000 into 75%. 67,500. 67,500. How much expenditure they have borne? 63. I am repeating, if services, training services are provided to central government, not by, to provided to central government, wherein they are bearing 75% expense, it's exempt. मैं उस पे GST नहीं लगाऊं. But यहाँ तो they are not bearing 75% expense. So is this my outward service? Yes. GST लगेगा? Yes. GST का रेट क्या दिया है? देखो, 5 lakh पे all the supplies 18%. Is it within the state? No, this is Karnataka and we are to in Bihar. So 5 lakh rupees is interstate. 5 lakh into 18%. Not exempt since state government has borne less than 75%. If I am giving training service to central government, state government, where they are bearing, see, this is the best way to study. If you are feeling, ma'am, ये concept अभी learn हो रहा है, पहले नहीं था, करो. Enjoy this learning by solving more questions. RTP, MTPs, these are the hub now. अब यही करना है. चलो, और presentation skill भी आ जाएगा साथ साथ में. Stock transfers without consideration to branches. Branch has separate GSTN, 20,000. Whenever the goods are transferred from one branch to another, the stock transfers are treated as supply, deemed supply, under the schedule 1, वो section 7 में देखा था. ठीक है? Now, is this within the state? Yes. Patna is in Bihar, Gaya is in Bihar. So 20,000. Is it liable to GST? Yes. 9%. Supply of goods between distinct person. Distinct person are with the same PAN registration is separate. Yeah. Then they are distinct person. In course of furtherance of business qualifies supply even if it is made without consideration. Deemed supply. डीम सप्लाई में एक स्टॉक ट्रांसफर्स आता है बिटवीन डिस्टिंक्ट पर्सन, एक आता है एजेंट प्रिंसिपल वाला, एक परमानेंट डिस्पोजल ऑफ द असेट. या सो दीज आर द केसेस. शेड्यूल 1. व्हाट इज शेड्यूल 2? ये इज दिस सप्लाई ऑफ गुड्स और सर्विसेज. व्हाट इज शेड्यूल 3? नेगेटिव लिस्ट. एम्प्लॉयर सर्विसेज टू एम्प्लॉय, फ्यूनरल सर्विसेज. एम आई रिवाइजिंग एंड इज दिस हेल्पफुल? प्लीज डोंट थिंक कि मैं अपनी बड़ाई मार रही हूँ या आपका नॉलेज टेस्ट कर रही हूँ. मैं बस उससे लिंक जो याद आ रहा है साथ साथ में रिवाइज कराते जा रही हूँ, आप भी याद कर लो. दिस इज माय टोटल आउटपुट टैक्स व्हिच आई हैव टू पे टू गवर्नमेंट. नाउ इनपुट टैक्स दे हैव केप्ट सेपरेटली एंड दे आर बैलेंसिंग. इसके नीचे भी आप कर सकते हैं. चलो आगे क्वेश्चन पढ़ते हैं. Intrastate inward supply of the various services in course of furtherance of business. 30 invoices. I have purchased the goods intrastate. अब क्या लिखा है? Yeah. Out of the 30 invoices, inward supply 6 invoices of 1,50,000 were e-invoices in which invoice number was not mentioned. However, all the invoices were duly reflected in GSTR 2B for January 22 since the supplier had filed the GSTR 1. Credit आया है, but invoice number has not come. And how many are there? 30. Okay, 6,50,000. And inward supply, this is within the state, intrastate. Yes, so full GST we will give. Intrastate supply within the state. Okay, 6,50,000. Invoices are not there, lot is not received, invoice number is not there. उसको निकाल दो, उसका वैल्यू दिया है आपको 1,50,000. So total I have purchased intrastate 650, 1,50,000. ITC cannot be claimed as on e-invoice without IRN, is not treated as a valid document. So remaining 5 lakhs pay CGST and SGST. Are you observing one thing in input tax credit, dear students? Here opening stock अभी तक तो नहीं दिखा, ठीक है? तो we will not take it. अभी छोड़ देते हैं इसको, आगे करते हैं. During the course of arranging and filing documents, the accountant of Ajay Limited observed that an invoice of 30,000 dated 2/12/21 was omitted to be recorded in the books. No payment was made against the same till January 22. This invoice was issued by Mr. Mukesh of Patna, from whom Ajay Limited has taken the car on rent. Invoice included cost of fuel also. Okay. So one invoice we had missed recording. Okay. Ajay Limited is in Bihar. और ये कौन है? पढ़ो फिर से एक बार. We are doing it for which month? January. So एक December का invoice books and no payment was also made against the same. Invoice was issued by Mr. Mukesh. Okay. Super interesting this is. You know, we have hired car. Who are we? Ajay Limited. We have hired car from Mukesh in December. So we had to pay the bill and the GST. We forgot to do it in December. You remember, if you miss and claiming any ITC, you can claim it before 30th of November 2024 or last date of due date of filing the annual return. हाँ, आप कर सकते हैं उसके पहले, ठीक है? I hope my speed is fine. ज़्यादा fast तो नहीं जा रहे हैं. If you message, it will be more clear, beta. 2 minutes. Huh? I know I'm in the middle of the problem. 2 minutes. Yeah. Listen now. So, you know, we have taken services from Ajay, car related services, and we are a company. This is covered in RCM section 9(4). Sponsorship and legal advocate and so many services are there wherein the tax is to be paid by the recipient. So Ajay is a recipient. He is receiving the services, but he has to pay tax. Now listen, because this is very important, I have closed the screen and listen. Irrespective of your ITC available, if I am liable to, I am Ajay Limited and I am liable to pay the tax on RCM basis as a recipient, if I have taken car services from a chota mota person who is Mukesh, I have to pay this RCM tax in cash. Ma'am, but I have to pay the tax and I already have enough of ITC. No. RCM tax is liable to be paid in cash, in e-cash ledger. But definitely, I am the recipient. I am paying the tax and I am registered. Can I claim ITC? Answer is yes. समझ में आ रहा है या नहीं? नहीं समझे तो कमेंट करो. समझ में आया तो एसी तो कमेंट करो. एसी ऑन है. एसी मतलब ऑल क्लियर. क्लियर है या नहीं? दिस शुड बी लाइक नींद में से उठाए तो भी ये गलती नहीं करना. And why I'm saying is, I don't know if you are observing, please, it's not a negative mindset, it's an alert mindset which is making you aware. बेटा already value of supply आता है, ये गलती मत करना. ये आ रहा है, ये गलती मत करना. So many students, they know that, okay, if we have taken car services on RCM basis, we have to pay the tax. But then they set off in the ITC and they say tax payable is nil. No, आपको tax pay करना पड़ेगा. देखो कैसे. ये देखो. कितने के सर्विसेज थे? 30,000 के. और कार सर्विसेज पे टैक्स कितना है बेटा? नो ओपनिंग आईटीसी वाज देयर. 30 इनवॉइस का स्टोरी तो हो गया. सब्जेक्ट टू इंफॉर्मेशन वर्कआउट द आईटीसी एंड टैक्स पेबल. ठीक है. नाउ सी. Tax on renting of motor car services wherein the cost of the fuel is included in consideration provided by a non-body corporate and invoice is issued is payable under RCM. ठीक है. Time of supply of services 1st February. Okay. Time of supply be include हो गया. Otherwise, so we would have taken the credit. Is 1st February being earlier of the date of payment or date immediately 60 days since the issue of invoice. Since time of supply of renting of motor car is given in case does not fall in January, tax liability of same does not arise. It will arise in the next month, because if I have to pay the tax on RCM basis, 60 days are allowed. 61st day आपको पे करना है. तो अभी तक इसका दिसंबर का टाइम नहीं हुआ है. 61 days will be over in the January, so it will come in the February month. So they have not taken. Okay, right. Now what is the total input? 45. अब देखो कैसे set off करेंगे. Output CGST is 37,800. Input is 45. तो 37 यहाँ ले लो. 45 minus 37,800 कितना आ रहा है बेटा? 7,200 CGST. I am setting off because IGST payable is coming, but IGST input is nil. So CGST, adjust in CGST. Now can I adjust in IGST? Yes. Next. Now same for the SGST. Okay, right. SGST is how much? 37,800 and 45,000. Okay, right. So 37,800 and 45,000 we have. So 37,800 set off करके 7,200. Still we are liable to pay 93,600 in cash. Is all the note clear to you? Car one was very interesting. Separately also it can be asked. Okay. I'm doing a lot of hard work while recording these classes. So many of you are attending live, but I know absolutely okay if there are just few students in live right now. Someone is commenting only few students in live. What do you mean by few students? I am absolutely okay because I know my students are working, or CA students or CMA. Someone might be revising DT right now and evening they want to check up these problems. But once the video is uploaded, it is watched by 400, 500 people within some time. So that's more important. So I don't mind. I know that my schedule permits me now I am recording it live, same time permits join, otherwise you can watch as per your convenience. तो पढ़ने वाले पढ़ रहे हैं, पढ़ाने वाले पढ़ा रहे हैं, पर किसी के पास बेफालतू का टाइम है to comment. So just a small reply later, तो we also don't go much deep into all this. करने दो, उनके पास फालतू का टाइम है कमेंट करने. Okay, are the questions clear? It was small but little tricky question, huh, beta? Chalo. Charm Limited registered under GST in the state of Jharkhand. Manufactures cosmetic products and appointed someone from Mumbai, handsome from Mumbai, who's registered under GST in Maharashtra as their Delc Reader agent to sell their products. Being Delc Reader agent, he agrees to raise. See, whenever you sell the goods through agent, that to Delc Reader agent, he comes in the supply, principal agent and the buyer. तो ये ना सप्लाई के लिमिट में आ जाता है. He comes in the limit of the line of the supply, and agent is also treated as a middle supplier. Are you all with me? डेल्क रीडर कमीशन याद है ना, सब सेल्स और बेड डेट और सबकी रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी. बीइंग डीसीए ही एग्रीज टू रेज इनवॉइस इन हिज नेम एंड ऑल्सो गारंटीज की पेमेंट आ जाएगा सर, ठीक है. In order to realize payment from customer on time, he extends short-term transactions based loans to him. Okay, A is saying to be okay, I will sell to you, and if you need, I'll give you some interest basis पे loan also. So वो interest will also be added, no, in the transaction value. Handsome provides you with the following details. Okay, it's a very nice problem. This will give you the transaction value. This transaction value will be your outward supply. और फिर तो outward minus inward, you have to pay the tax. It's a very nice question. छोटा ही है, 6 मार्क्स का है, बट द कॉन्सेप्ट इज वेरी नाइस. देखो, आउटवर्ड सप्लाई गुड्स आर सोल्ड बाय हैंडसम टू द थर्ड पार्टी. कितना इंट्रास्टेट है? 2,80,000. 2,80,000. और इंट्रास्टेट के लिए दे मस्ट हैव गिवन रेट्स बेटा 9%. ओके, राइट. नाउ interest earned from the above customers. So interest is always added in the transaction value. 20,000 मिला के 280 and 20 मिला के you will charge. Now this मिला के, when I say this is a question from transaction value. On outward supply you have to charge CGST and SD, but outward supply is nothing but your transaction value. Commission of bill raised on Charm Limited in respect of DCA services provided. Okay, commission. Commission उसके लिए तो income है. For whom we are doing all this? For whom we are doing? Agent. So agent is getting the sales, intrastate. Agent is getting commission from principal. He is in Mumbai. He is getting commission from Jharkhand. So 30,000 पे 18%. ये हो गया आपका आउटवर्ड जीएसटी. Since invoice for goods is issued in the name of Handsome, he would fall within the ambit of agent, principal agent, schedule 1, team supply. Now, next. Inward supply. Interstate supply of goods received from Charm Limited, 2 lakh. Okay, no consideration was paid. Okay, interstate supply of the goods you have received and being a DCA, अभी तक आपने इसके पैसे नहीं दिए हैं. So if you don't pay for the invoice, it's okay. You can take the credit and you can pay in 180 days. Otherwise, you have to reverse. So 2 lakh is interstate supply. बिल्कुल मिलेगा. Because it is interstate, it will be 18%. Supply of goods by principal to agent will qualify as supply even if no consideration is paid. Abhi to I will sell it to third party and then pay you. Still I can claim ITC without payment till 180 days. If I don't pay you, I'll reverse the ITC. Abhi to I will take inward credit. Okay. Next, receive training in marketing and distribution from Charm Limited. मतलब हमारा जो प्रिंसिपल है, as per DCA, company charges 75,000 for such training, which it provides the same to others. Okay, so in the same line of training, you are getting the services, but that is covered in the block credit. Training सिर्फ government को मिलता है, वो भी the 75% of expenditure they are doing. So training and marketing expenditure, no consideration is charged, and such services do not qualify as supply. No GST is payable, no ITC will be claimed. Okay, you have given us the training, but we have not paid you anything. You have sent us the goods, still we are claiming ITC even if we have not paid, because that's a principal agent relationship. It is covered under deemed supply, but it does not include training. तो ये आ गया आपका. अब देखो, IGST 5,400 है और ये सिर्फ 36 है. So I can, they have not asked, so in this problem they have not done. Very smart. In income tax, if they just ask you to calculate total income, don't calculate the tax because you know it. ठीक है ना? So what they have asked, actually, you are required to calculate the GST liability and the eligible ITC. Brief note should be given for 1 to 4. ठीक है? Please pause the video and watch if you feel I am reading the question little fast. मैंने इसको डबल टाइम लेके भी किया है, बट आज तो नहीं कर सकते ना. चलो, नेक्स्ट. Answer the following after reading below given two paras. Okay. Briefly discuss the provision, decide the conclusion, and determine the validity of the advice. Raju is engaged in manufacturing of fly ash bricks in the Kerala. He started activity and he deals in only intrastate. His consultant advised him to register under composition because his turnover is less than 1 crore. Is it correct? No. If your turnover is less than 1.5 crore, you can register as a manufacturer in composition, except for manufacturing fly ash bricks, tiles, edible ice cream, tobacco products, aerated waters. So there are some items those manufacturers cannot go for composition even if their turnover is low. So this time advice is not right. A registered person whose aggregate turnover in the preceding year does not exceed 1.5 crore may opt for composition scheme subject to following conditions. One of these conditions is that he must not be engaged in the manufacture of notified goods, including fly ash risk. Therefore, Raju is engaged in the manufacturing. He cannot opt. And see, देखो exam में ऐसे लिखोगे ना, इसको underline करना. Advice given by tax consultant is not correct. Okay. Tarun provides services as a business facilitator to bank. Business facilitator providing service to the bank. You know, business facilitator का काम क्या है? To bring business. It is covered in RCM. In opening bank account to villages in its rural branches नहीं होगा, rural branches in Punjab. Okay, and earned a commission of 22 lakhs. So far, he is not registered. Darun's tax consultant advised him that he is liable for registration under GST as his gross receipts exceeds 20 lakhs. Darun has no other receipt. See, when I am a supplier of a service wherein the recipient, I am a business facilitator. Business facilitator जो business लेके आता है बैंक में, and bank is going to pay the tax under RCM under section 9(4). RCM के दो section है, 9(4) भी है, 9(5) भी है. 9(5) is e-commerce operator wherein 4 items are added this year. That's an amendment. अगर वो भी डिस्कस करना है तो अभी 2 मिनट करेंगे, पर पहले ये कर लो 9(3). तो आई एम नॉट लायबल टू पे एनी टैक्स. Recipient is liable to pay the tax. Got it? Right? So no longer required to register. देखो. Services by business facilitators to a banking company with respect to accounts in rural area, it is exempt. And these services, if they are provided in the rural area, anyhow they are exempt. 1 minute, dear students. Printing mistake. आपके नेक्स्ट बैच वालों को तो और अच्छा मटेरियल मिलना चाहिए ना, उसको सुधार लेंगे. ब्रेक नहीं लेते हैं ना, खत्म कर देते हैं और आधे घंटे में. चलो. Now, so these services are exempt, and otherwise also, since Darun is engaged in exclusively providing exempted services, he is not liable to obtain registration even though aggregate turnover exceeds 20 lakhs. They have given this answer because this is exempted, but otherwise also, if I am a supplier of only those services on which tax is paid by recipient by RCM, recipient आपको तो register कराना पड़ेगा, मेरे को कराने की जरूरत नहीं. Clear? चलो. Now, N started his business in month of February in Orissa. He provided you the detail, outward supply, exempted supply, outward supply. From the information, compute the aggregate turnover. Also decide whether he should get registered or not. All these well. You remember aggregate turnover's definition? दो बार तीन बार पढ़ ली. It includes pan India, all the outward supply, including exempted supply, but excluding loan if we have given, and excluding taxes. Okay. So outward supply of the petrol. Petrol पे GST नहीं है. It's a non-taxable exempt supply. But still, will you take it in the aggregate turnover? Exempted supply? Yes. Transfer of exempted goods to its branches? Yes. It is exempt, but still it's a part of calculation of aggregate turnover के लिए लेना है. Outward supply of the goods by branch in Uttar Pradesh, intrastate, वो तो लेना ही है. Outward supply of services on which tax is payable under RCM. Okay. Tax is payable by RCM by recipient, but is it my turnover or not? Yes. So for aggregate turnover, though, I have to do. Inward supply on services on taxes payable. No. If there is some inward supply on which I am paying tax on RCM basis, this is not my turnover. This is my purchases. So we will not take. Excluded in aggregate turnover. कितना अच्छा नोट लिखा है, आपको भी लिखना है. अब देखो. Now say, is he liable for registration? What is the limit for liable for registration? 20 lakhs. मैम बट यू रिमेम्बर यू सेड कि अगर इंटरस्टेट सप्लाई किया तो रजिस्टर करना पड़ेगा. हाँ, लेकिन टैक्सेबल, ये तो एग्जेम्प्ट है. और ये कौन सी स्टेट में है? उड़ीसा, मणिपुर, मिजोरम, नागालैंड एंड त्रिपुरा. मणिपुर, मिजोरम, नागालैंड, त्रिपुरा 10 lakhs लिमिट. देन मुस्पेट, बाकी के स्टेट्स हैं. मुस्पेट, मेघालय, उत्तराखंड, सिक्किम, पुदुचेरी and Arunachal Pradesh and Tripura. Here the limit is 20 lakhs. So he is not liable for registration. Supplier is engaged in supply of goods and services from state of Orissa. The threshold limit is 20 lakhs. However, a person is required to pay tax under RCM, has to obtain the registration mandatorily. Since in the given case, N is required to pay tax under RCM, he is liable for registration. Yes. I did say, but I contradicted it. Ki if I am supplier only जिसमें you have to pay the tax, I need not get. But the person who is liable to pay the tax under RCM, compulsory he should get registration done. Are you all with me and clear? बोलो. चलो next. Pranesh has deposited a sum of 5,000 under the head of fee and 4,000 unutilized in penalty of IGST. Both were wrongly made instead of depositing SGST. In the light of the provisions, briefly explain. Can they rectify? Yeah, पहले ऐसे था. See, this is a question from your chapter electronic cash ledger, credit ledger, payment ledger. Payment and taxes. So there are major heads, then there are minor heads, interest and all. So can you use the cross payments? Yeah, all except goods compensation cess can be used only for goods compensation cess. So registered person is allowed to make intrahead or interhead transfer of amount as available in electronic cash ledger. It can transfer any amount of tax under major or minor head to other major or minor head. Therefore, in the given case, amount of 5,000 available under minor head, fee of the major head says, and 4,000 they can use. IGST can be transferred. Except I told you that compensation says they cannot. Next is S Enterprise made an interstate supply of taxable goods at 47,500, exempted goods 2,000. Rate of IGST is given 6%. Determine whether e-way bill. Mark this question, very important. Here they have asked as question 2 marks के लिए इतना easy है, and now again same will come for MCQ. E-way bill was there earlier also, but now they have shifted e-way bill as a separate chapter. So above what amount e-way bill is necessary? 50,000. Ma'am, but this is 47,500. But अब यहाँ पे ना कुछ technical आपको बोलना है, ध्यान से सुनो. Just now we completed a question, aggregate turnover, wherein you have to take the exempted supply and all nil rated supply, all except the loan and except the GST part. But in case of e-way bill, 50,000 ke upar for every invoice e-way bill is necessary. That's true. But for that 50,000, you have to exclude the exempted wala part और tax के साथ लेना है. You have to check 50,000 limit for e-way bill inclusive of tax. Aggregate turnover exclusive of tax. Clear? Aggregate turnover section 10 composition में किया. E-way bill हम अभी कर रहे हैं. देखो, I'll help you in calculation and mark this question very very important. देखो, किधर गया? Message me if you get similar questions what we have practiced. When we are tired ना कि सब याद करके सब भूल जा रहे, ये सबसे अच्छा रास्ता है. RTPs, MTPs करते रहो. तो combined questions you will practice. In the given case, the consignment value exceeds 50,000. Hence, it is mandatory to issue e-way bill. काफी brief में दिया है. You should write the calculation. 47,500. Exempted supply you will not take. But on 47,500, 6% GST कितना हो रहा है? एग्जाम में दीप्ति मैम नहीं आएंगे. दीप्ति मैम तो कैलकुलेट करेंगे because she has to tell you answer. You can also calculate and put the answers in chat box to be more alert, to do more practice for the final exam. 47,500 into 6%. 2850 plus 47,500. How much you are getting the answer? 50,000. I am repeating, for e-way bill, you have to include. This is like a booster note. Offline batch में तो मैं header footer पूरे भरवा देती हूँ booster notes लिख के. You have to include the taxes. Now, this is MTP 1 का question for term November 22. Very nice question. जिसमें ये सब आ गया आपका value of supply. और फिर ये सब आ गया आपका ITC वाला, compute GST payable in cash, assuming all the inward and outward supplies are intra-state. Okay, और इंट्रास्टेट का रेट भी दिया है. मेक सुटेबल अजम्पशंस, ऑल कंडीशंस नेसेसरी to availing the ITC have been fulfilled. Opening balance of input tax credit for the relevant period is nil. ठीक है. ओपनिंग आईटीसी है तो लेना है, नहीं है तो छोड़ दो. देखो following is the pricing of each machine. So what is the price of each machine? 550. Part fitted in the machine at the premises of the recipient. Recipient has directly paid. However, it was his liability to pay. ठीक है, we will add it. Installation and testing charges. Add. Subsidy received from a trust. Subsidy is directly linked to the price of the machine. ठीक है, तो वो भी add कर दो अलग से. हाँ. So what is the outward supply का value? 570 and 595. 6,45,000. Is it? Items given in 2 and 4 have not been considered. Contract includes installation and testing of the machine. And we have supplied 10 such machines. ये तो एक machine का cost है. So what is our outward supply? अब देखो, कभी कभी वो लोग आउटवर्ड सप्लाई से शुरू करते हैं, फिर इनवर्ड सप्लाई माइनस करते हैं. This time they have directly computed. So better, I told you, just follow one format which I gave you initially in the class. Yes. Computation of GST payable, price of the machine, ये add करके 645. And there are 10 machines. And on that CGST payable. So this is like a value of supply question, है ना? 580, 500, 580, 500. Okay. This is my outward supply. Now, compute the net GST payable. Raw material to be received. We are doing it for which month? July. Raw material to be received in September. Unless you don't receive the material, unless you don't have the invoice, and if it is to be received in lot, when you receive the last lot only you take the ITC. याद है ये सब ITC के rules हैं. तो raw material to be received in September 10 lakhs नहीं मिलेगा. कहीं नोट लिखा होगा ना. Any amount of supplier is liable to pay in relation to supplier which has been incurred and not included in the price. वो तो ठीक है. हाँ, रॉ मटेरियल पे नहीं मिलेगा बिकॉज अभी तक आपको मिला ही नहीं है रॉ मटेरियल. नेक्स्ट, इट्स अ नाइस क्वेश्चन. मेंबरशिप ऑफ अ क्लब अवेल्ड फॉर एम्प्लॉइज. नो, एम्प्लॉय रिलेटेड सर्विसेज ओनली स्टैट्यूटरी रिक्वायर्ड तो ही आईटीसी मिलेगा, नहीं तो नहीं मिलेगा. ट्रक यूज फॉर ट्रांसपोर्ट ऑफ रॉ मटेरियल, यस. ठीक है, तो ये दो पहले टिक कर लेते हैं. 6 लाख पे नहीं मिलेगा. मेंबरशिप इट्स ब्लॉक्ड क्रेडिट. ट्रक यूज फॉर ट्रांसपोर्ट 350, 9%, 9% मिलेगा. कैपिटल गुड्स पे मिलेगा, बट रीड द नोट. Capital goods out of 3 items, invoice for 2 items is missing, and GST paid on these 2 items is 18,000. Now here there is a googly. You remember they have said that all the inputs are CGST and SGST. So this is only one tax. ये याद रखना है आपको. कैसे आएगा देखो. See, capital goods में if invoice is not received, you will not take the credit. Okay, तो 7 lakhs आ जाओ. थोड़ा सा tricky है because when I solved it honestly, I also did it wrong. I'm telling you what mistake I did. I really want to share. 7 lakhs pay 9%. 63,000. एक मिनट. ये भी 3,50,000 पे 9%. See, all these values are intrastate. So these are only one values. और आपको दोनों का क्रेडिट मिलेगा, CGST and SGST. Okay. So 7 lakhs into 9% is 63,000. This is the GST paid on capital goods, but they said 18,000 is not available because invoice is missing. What I did when I solved was 18, I divided 9 and 9, it went wrong. The reason is they have said that all the inward supply are intrastate. Means this 18,000 is also intrastate. So 63,000 minus 18,000, 45, 45. Now clear. Very nice problem, I can say. It's a challenge if you can solve it with me. Those who are writing CA exam, okay, excused. Those who are writing CMA exam, you have good time. Pause the video, do it in writing. Your confidence, your speed will go to next level. You will never complain कि मेरा पेपर 3 घंटे में खत्म नहीं होता है. हाँ, ये हमारा टोटल आ गया 76,500, 76,500. अब देखो हमने सेट ऑफ कर लिया. In this whole problem, IGST is not there. Outward is also intrastate, inward is also intrastate. Done. Chalo, let us go to the next one. Services provided to recognize sports body as selector. If services are provided to recognize sports body, they are exempt if they are player, coach, umpire, but not selector. Selector taxable in. So is GST payable? Yes. Services provided to a recognized sports body by individual as a player, referee, umpire, coach, or team manager for participating. See, these services are given not for IPL, but these services are given to a recognized sports body or association as a player, referee, umpire, coach, or team manager. Then they are exempt. Thus, GST is payable in case the services are provided as a selector. अब इनका डिटेल मीनिंग क्या है वो मत पूछो, मेरा उतना अच्छा नहीं है स्पोर्ट्स, उतना नहीं, बिल्कुल ही अच्छा नहीं है. Services provided by way of transport of passengers in metered cab through e-commerce operator. Through e-commerce operator, metered cab, omnibus, ये सब taxable हो गया है. I told you no, 9.4 के बाद मैं 9.5 पढ़ाऊंगी. Then OYO related hotels and all, then urban cab where plumbers and all are providing. So these are 5 cases added in 4 cases, sorry, added in 9.5, which are all taxable. So services of transport of passenger with or without accompaniment by metered cabs are exempt. However, when these services are supplied through e-commerce operator, they are not exempt. E-commerce operator is liable to pay the tax. See, these are actual exam questions for 2 marks. Aren't they very scoring? बहुत इजी है जीएसटी का पेपर पैटर्न, और सीएमए स्टूडेंट्स के लिए तो और भी इजी है. बिजनेस हेड डेप्रिसिएशन का एक क्वेश्चन, रेसिडेंशियल स्टेटस का एक, वेरी इजी. Swaminath started the business of supplying shoes in the state of Kerala from 1st of April. He makes only intrastate supply. His turnover of April, May, June is 20 lakhs. तो 20 lakhs तक तो वैसे ही exempt है, नया बिजनेस है. जुलाई टू सितंबर 100 lakhs, अब तो रजिस्ट्रेशन करवाना पड़ेगा. Further, 1/4 of total turnover in each quarter was exempt, being eligible for composition scheme. Swaminath got himself registered with effect from July. You are required to compute the tax liability. Okay. What services he is doing? Intrastate. If a person is doing one interstate supply also, he is not eligible for composition. And what's the limit of composition? 150 lakhs. अभी तक क्रॉस नहीं हुआ इसका. You are required to compute the tax liability under composition. Will your answer be different if he is a trader? Yes. बहुत इन डेप्थ क्वेश्चन है. For manufacturer, you have to take the composition tax liability on aggregate turnover, including 1/4 exempt. For trader, he will pay the tax only on taxable supply. Very in-depth point, minute but very in-depth point of the composition. आपको बात समझ में आ रही है? हाँ, थोड़ा सा in-depth आंसर है, देखो चेक करते हैं. A registered person opting for composition. What's composition limit, beta? 150 lakhs at the rates mentioned below. Manufacturers and other manufacturers, 1%, 0.5% CGST, 0.5% this on the aggregate turnover, including exempted supply पे भी composition supplier को tax pay करना पड़ेगा. But if he is a trader, then it is 0.5 and 0 on turnover of taxable supplies. So prior to registration, what was his turnover? 20 lakhs. उसको exempt कर दो. Now, if the Swaminathan is a composite dealer and that to a manufacturer, on 100 lakhs, he will pay 0.5% CGST, 0.5% SGST composition tax. जिसका कोई क्रेडिट नहीं मिलता, कोई क्रेडिट पास ऑन नहीं होता, कोई सेट ऑफ नहीं होता, कुछ नहीं. Where if he's a trader, then 100 lakhs का 1/4, मतलब 25 lakhs तो exempt है. So 75 lakhs पे ही tax लगेगा. Write down, if you want to write down, composite supplier will pay the tax on aggregate turnover if he is a manufacturer, and only taxable turnover excluding exempt if he is a trader or supplier. ये एग्जाम में 2-3 बार टेस्ट हो चुका है this question. I think these questions we can skip in my revision. GST Sarthi revision fast track batch is also available in YouTube. There I have already discussed this a lot. फिर भी चलो कर लें एक बार. अच्छा, कैन आई टेल यू वन थिंग बेटा, प्रेजेंटेशन क्योंकि हम पूरे मिक्स क्वेश्चन कर रहे हैं. लाइक इफ देयर इज अ क्वेश्चन ऑन रेसिडेंशियल स्टेटस, एमसीक्यू तो ठीक है, 5 mark question, you have to write the condition 182 days or more or 60 days, blah blah. Like that, if there's a question for registration, you have to write those limits of the turnover, that in 4 states 10 lakh, other states 20 lakhs. If you're dealing exclusively in goods, then 40 lakhs. Okay, it's a very nice question for registration. ये वाला. Aryabhatta of Assam is exclusively engaged in intrastate supply, taxable supply, and his turnover in the current financial year from Assam is 12 lakhs. Okay. He has another showroom in Manipur, 11 lakhs. Gone. Manipur, Mizoram, Nagaland, Tripura, northeastern states. Anytime if you feel like visiting, to visit. मैम आप तो tourism की बात कर रहे हैं क्लास के बीच में, क्योंकि it's beautiful unexplored places of northeast, and there are living root bridges जो 40 years पहले कुछ लोगों ने बनाए हैं. With the roots of the trees you can walk there. World में only in India in the northeast, but then not so much tourism and marketing. नहीं किया है तो हम कर लेते हैं. The name of the places are Shillong, Cherrapunji, Mevlong and Tawang. अरे आपके टू डू लिस्ट में लिखो, कभी ट्रैवल करो तो ट्रैवल टू दीज अनएक्सप्लोर्ड प्लेसेस. आ जाओ वापस से. नाउ सो even though my turnover in Assam is only 12 lakhs, Assam का तो लिमिट कितना है आपका? 20 lakhs. But if one of my branches or showroom is in these 4 states and they have exceeded 10 lakh, my limit is 10 lakh. Am I liable to register? Yes, yes, yes. पहले ही तीनों condition लिख ली. A supplier to liable to get registered where his taxable supply of goods or aggregate turnover in a financial year exceeds 10 lakhs for special category states, Manipur, Mizoram, Nagaland, Tripura. 20 lakhs for Muspet. मैम ये मुस्पैट घुसपैट क्या है? रिज्यूम करते हैं ना मुझ पे, मेघालय, उत्तराखंड, सिक्किम, पुदुचेरी और पौंडीचेरी, अरुणाचल प्रदेश। यहाँ स्टूडेंट्स गलती करते हैं, आसाम नहीं है बेटा, अरुणाचल प्रदेश है, एंड हमारा हैदराबाद तेलंगाना। 20 lakhs, ठीक है। तो दिस इज विद इन दिन। थर्ड इज 40 lakhs फॉर द रेस्ट ऑफ इंडिया except the person engaged in making the supply of fly ash bricks, building material, आइसक्रीम, वही कॉम्पोजिशन वाले, उनके लिए लिमिट 40 lakhs नहीं है, 20 lakhs ही है, ठीक है। तो ये तो हो गया ज्ञान। मैम ये एग्जाम में लिखना पड़ेगा, हाँ बेटा लिखना पड़ेगा। नाउ Aryabhatta is eligible for enhanced threshold limit of turnover of registration 40 lakhs as he is exclusively engaged in intrastate supply of goods. However, since Aryabhatta is engaged in supplying ready-made garments from a specified state, one state, one of your branches or showroom is also covered in Manipur, Manipur, Mizoram, Nagaland, Tripura, then for you limit is 10 lakhs and Aryabhat is liable to get registered in both the states. Assam. Ma'am, Assam mein to nahi hai na, but one state also if the limit exceeds, because it's with the same PAN distinct entity, you have to get registered at every place. So many of you are joining now, it's okay. अभी के बाद के क्वेश्चन देख लो, बाद में आप पहले के क्वेश्चन भी देख लेना. Like, subscribe, you will get lot of things and these are all live classes, not pre-recorded. हर चीज मिलेगा. आज बहुत अच्छा डाउट क्लियरिंग का सेशन भी हम करेंगे यहाँ, ठीक है. चलो आ जाओ. Next, Bharat of Panjim, Goa is exclusively engaged in intrastate supply of shoes, goods. What is his turnover ka limit? 40 lakhs. Is he liable to get registered? No. Applicable threshold limit for Bharat is 40 lakhs as he is just supplying goods, not services. तो उसका तो 22 lakhs हुआ है, so he is not liable to register. तीसरा Vikram, he is exclusively engaged for bricks and fossils, 24 lakhs gone. Bricks, fossil tiles, edible ice creams, pan masala, tobacco, these items, even though you are exclusive supplier of goods, मैम आपने तो बोला ना goods के लिए 40 lakhs, इनको छोड़ के तो इसके लिए तो लिमिट कितना है? 20 lakhs and he has to register. Are you enjoying this? Because कभी हम सप्लाई में हैं, कभी हम एग्जेम्पशन में हैं, कभी हम आईटीसी में हैं. I think I enjoyed it more. That's why I didn't segregate chapter wise. है कहीं कहीं heading लिखे हैं, कहीं merge कर दिया. Vikramaditya being and I'm again saying I've missed adding here November 23 question I had. I missed adding it. तो एक बार वो आप देख लेना बेटा अलग से. Vikramaditya being exclusively engaged in supply of brick of fossils is not eligible for enhanced limit. Applicable threshold limit for registration is 20 lakhs. ठीक है, चलो. थोड़े से थियोरी क्वेश्चन भी पूछते हैं. Manmohan Textile has sent the clothes for dyeing job worker. He wishes to know whether is he required to issue tax invoice. You are required to advise it with reference. I remember job work provisions were so complicated earlier in the VAT and VAT and all. Now it is very easy. Are you selling the goods, supplying the goods? No, no. I am just sending it for dyeing या कुछ तो उसको काम वाम करवाने के लिए. No need of tax invoice. You can issue delivery challan. Shall I revise all the documents in 2 minutes? Tax invoice. Who can issue? Registered supplier. Unregistered supplier, what he will issue? Composition wale bill of supply. If I receive advance, what will I issue? Receipt voucher. If I refund back the advance, what will I issue? Refund voucher. Yeah. Or debit note or credit note, whenever you are crediting. See, I have sold the goods. Party to sales. 100. उसमें से 10 के goods वापस आ गए. Sale return to party. What am I doing to party? Credit. So for sales return, what I have to issue? Credit note. 5 minutes you can remember the gist of all the documents. क्या बच गया? Delivery challan. This is not an invoice. I'm just sending to my job worker delivery challan. अब उसके इंग्रेडिएंट्स आपको पता है, डेट, नंबर, सीरियली नंबर ही होना चाहिए, GSTN number, HSN code, quantity, rate, value. And you know, very important that the taxes part should never be added in the value of the goods. Are you clear? I can't say value of the goods is 118 including 18%. No, I have to write 118. ये सब बहुत पढ़ा दिया, 3 कॉपी बनाना हो गया. Enumerate conditions necessary for availing the ITC. Oh, section 16 they are talking. What are the conditions subject to which you can avail ITC? Section 17 will give you very nice impression. If you can write, ma'am, exam में हम लिख सकते हैं section 17 block credit. बिल्कुल बेटा. Section 18 क्या था आपका ITC में? When you are shifting from composition to regular, regular to composition, ITC कैसे reverse होता है वो सब. चलो. No registered person shall be allowed to take ITC except, I mean, say condition, still he is in possession of the tax invoice or the debit note. He has received the goods. The supplier has actually paid. I may pay you till 180 days, but you जिससे मैंने खरीदा है, आप तो अपना output GST भरोगे ना? Actually paid the tax. He has furnished the return. Details of invoice, debit note, credit note has been furnished by supplier in GSTR1 and such details. All GSTR 3B, GSTR 1, and for those who are going quarterly payment, monthly return. अरे मैंने उल्टा लिखा. Sorry. QRPM, quarterly return, monthly payment, invoice furnishing facility. Say, if you have not given the details for earlier month, you are not allowed to take the credit now. Elaborate the provisions of annual return contained under 44. After the year is over, annual return you have to fill to check up your values, whatever turnover is shown in the income tax, in the GST, all should tally, you know. Every registered person other than input distributor 51, 52, CTP, NTP, इनको नहीं है. These are the people who are not liable to file annual return. Who? CTP, casual taxable person. I am registered in Hyderabad, but for an exhibition I am going to Delhi. Do I have to file return there, annual return? No. Before I have to pay the tax and registration and all 5 दिन पहले ही ना. Non-resident, no. These are the people who don't have to file annual return. TDS, TCS के लिए अलग से return है. GSTR 8 and all. Shall furnish annual return which may include self-certified copy, reconciling the value of the supplies declared and all. However, the commissioner may exempt any class of the registered person from filing annual return. Further, any department of the central government whose books of accounts are subject to audit by CNAG is not required to furnish the annual return. ठीक है. Last one now. Same. Prithviraj is registered under GST, is engaged in supply of services. He has furnished you following services. ठीक है. Rate are given. All inward outward services. वही ITC का पूरा problem. I have not given break तो some of you are vanished. अरे खत्म कर लेंगे, होने आया. All necessary conditions are satisfied. Compute the net GST payable. हाँ, outward pay, if it is exempt, you will not pay, no? He is giving Carnatic music performance given by Prithvi to promote a brand. Intrastate. Is it taxable 140? Yes. Intrastate because it's promoting a brand. तो 9%, 9%. ऊपर ही आप rate लिख सकते हैं. चलो, next. कहाँ थे हम? Outward catering service. Actually, another way of doing is कि यहाँ लिख के मैं पूरा solve करूँ. मैंने अभी MTP of CA students, CMA students also. MTP 1 is already solved. Answer is not out. हमने उसको यहाँ लिख के ही solve किया है. But that will take double the time to write, to calculate. That's why I'm doing it a very easy way. Karnataka music performance, ये हो गया. Outdoor catering services availed for a marketing event organized. ठीक है, 50,000. तो इस पे भी GST लगा लेंगे. Services of students providing to college, transport of service you are providing to college students. Transport is exempt only to pre-primary, primary and schooling till 12th. For college student, if you are providing transport service, GST लगेगा. इसको भी लगेगा, इसको भी लगेगा. Legal service availed for official purpose from an ये यहाँ से थोड़ा change है. तो पहले तो 50 के ऊपर 1 लाख के ऊपर कर लो. Service of transport are taxable. GST payable under forward charge. Very nice problem it is. Huh? Okay. Outdoor catering services we have availed. If we have availed, ITC नहीं मिली. हमने दिया नहीं है, हमने avail किया. This question output input is all merged. Outdoor catering service availed हमने लिया है तो ITC नहीं मिलता ना, blocked credit. Legal services we have availed from an advocate in Gujarat, 1,75,000. Are we liable to pay tax on RCM? No, we are also individual. No. So legal services we have availed, ITC. And it is intrastate. So what we have written? IGST, 31,500. Dekho. ITC is availed as said. Services are used for business purpose. 1 minute, one note for the legal service. Legal services received by business entity with aggregate turnover 20 lakhs are not exempt. Tax on same is to be paid on RCM. If legal services are provided to business entity will pay the tax on RCM. But can we claim ITC? Yes. But this tax is to be paid in cash. We can claim ITC of the tax which we are paying on RCM basis, but इसको cash में देना होगा. ठीक है? चलो. Next. अच्छा क्वेश्चन है, बड़ा है थोड़ा. सपोज स्टूडेंट्स वाला तो समझ में आया ना, टैक्सेबल हो गया. Services provided to wealth bank as business correspondents with regard to branches located in urban area बिल्कुल टैक्सेबल है. रूरल एरियाज में बिजनेस करस्पॉन्डेंट प्रोवाइडिंग सर्विसेज टू बैंक exempt. अर्बन में बिल्कुल टैक्सेबल है. एंड वी हैव प्रोवाइडेड सर्विसेज प्रोवाइडेड 2 lakh. सो हु विल पे द टैक्स? बैंक. तो हमारे लिए तो नील हो जाएगा. Services provided to wealth bank as a business correspondent. Okay. Note 3. Services provided by a business correspondent to bank are not exempt when such services are provided with respect to accounts in urban area. They are taxable. I don't know why they have taken it as taxable. Because on this, the tax has to be paid by the bank. लेकिन आउटवर्ड सप्लाई में तो आएगा ना. करेक्ट. सर्विसेज प्रोवाइडेड आउटवर्ड सप्लाई में तो आएगा. ओके. राइट. बैंक के आरसीएम में आएगा, हमारे आरसीएम का हमने देख लिया. ओके. लास्ट वन नाउ. ये रिकवरी एजेंट हो गया. 2 बाकी हैं. Recovery agents, see these kind of questions either I can skip. I have also taken it as a challenge. कितना combine करते हैं. We are just analyzing all this. Recovery agent services provided to a car dealer. Okay, 15,000. So it is also intrastate. आ जाएगा। ये सब टैक्सेस मेरे आउटवर्ड सप्लाई हैं, बट एक्चुअली तो इन पे टैक्स आरसीएम बेसिस पे ही पे होता है। देखेंगे, जनरल इंश्योरेंस टेकन ऑन कार यूज्ड फॉर ऑफिशियल पर्पस, नो आईटीसी इज अलाउड। नो बेटा, नो आईटीसी इज अलाउड। देख लो, जनरल इंश्योरेंस में ओके। आउटडोर केटरिंग आईटीसी इज नॉट अलाउड। लीगल सर्विसेज आईटीसी इज अलाउड, बट आई हैव टू पे द टैक्स। ठीक है, राइट, 31,500 नहीं। So how much ITC is available? 31,500. Clear to all of you? Right. अब आ जाओ, नोट्स हमने सब पढ़ लिए ना। Taxes payable under forward chance since recovery agent services are being provided to a person other than bank. Okay. Karnataka music performance outward supply taxable है. Services of transport in college taxable है. Wealth bank as business correspondent taxable है. Services provided by recovery agent taxable है. RCM में नहीं आएगा. Now what is the tax payable? This. Legal services pay 31,500. We are paying the tax, but can we avail the ITC? Yes. But this ITC I cannot set off here. You know why? Because I have to pay it in cash. I hope you are getting. My output CGST is 40,950. My output SGST is 40,950. My input IGST is 31,500. मैम इनपुट इसमें सेट ऑफ नहीं होता क्या? नहीं होता, क्योंकि इसको टैक्स में पे करना है आरसीएम बेसिस पे, वो नोट 5। इसका मतलब ये भी पे करना है, ये भी ऑल वी हैव टू पे। एक बार पढ़ लो, लीगल सर्विसेज are not exempt and you have to pay the tax in cash. I am repeating, RCM tax has to be paid in cash. ठीक है, तो आपका फाइनल लायबिलिटी आ गया. इट वॉज अ नाइस क्वेश्चन, एक बार चेक करना. 4950 you have to pay, 31,500 you have to pay in cash, but can you set off? Yes, you can. आरसीएम में टैक्स आपको कैश में पे करना पड़ेगा, बट उसका जो आई क्रेडिट है, इनपुट टैक्स क्रेडिट, कैन यू सेट ऑफ आईजीएसटी इन सीजीएसटी एंड एसजीएसटी? yes, and you have to pay this tax. It was a tricky question. Good. Chalo, last two simple questions. Dhruv developers sold a plot after laying. See, sale of immobile property is specifically exempt in Schedule 3, even if you are selling the plot after putting the drainage and pipeline and all. So it is exempt. GST is not payable. It is exempt. Schedule 3. As per Schedule 3 of the CGST Act. पैरा वैरा नहीं याद है तो भी छोड़ दो, एक बार रीड कर लेना आप आंसर. जीएसटी इज नॉट पेएबल बाय ध्रुव डेवलपर्स ऑन द प्लॉट. ये तो पढ़ लिया ना. डेक्कन शिपिंग रजिस्टर्ड अंडर जीएसटी provides passenger transport service to local resident in ferries. Are they liable to GST? No. Inland ferries are exempt except if inland waterways we are doing it for tourism purpose. शिकारा है या कोई क्रूज है जो गोवा से मुंबई, तो टैक्सेबल होगा. It's like a public transport, so it is public transport, maybe privately, so it is exempt. Notification number, date वो सब याद नहीं भी है तो no problem. Siddhi Builders is registered in Haryana. Are they liable to pay GST or not? ये सब liable to pay GST means ये supply वाला chapter है. Siddhi Builders registered in Haryana rented out 20 residential units owned in Sanskrit Society to Rudra Technologies for accommodation of its employees. Oh, resident dwelling let out for residential purpose, exempt. But if residential dwelling let out for residential purpose to a company, body corporate for using it as guest house or for their employees, taxable, and taxes payable on RCM basis by body corporate. Dekho. Services provided by residential dwelling for residential is exempt. Where residential dwelling is rented to registered person, said exemption is not available and taxes payable by RCM basis by Rudra Technology. Nice question, no, on supply. Services provided by Purohit Consultant, the partnership firm registered in regular tax payable as sponsorship fees at a seminar organized by private NGO. Taxable hoga na? Services provided by any person by way of sponsorship to any body, corporate or partnership firm. It's not exempt, it is liable, and body, corporate or partnership firm will pay the tax under RCM basis. That's all. I feel even I need to check once again. So you also need to check once again the 17th question. I'm तो marking it very important and check again. क्यों हम थोड़ा confused हुए यहाँ? क्यों कंफ्यूज हुए हम बेटा? क्योंकि इन दिस सर्विसेज वेयर यू हैव टू पे, आरसीएम आते आते अटक गया. अब बिजनेस करस्पॉन्डेंट टू बैंक, हाँ बिजनेस करस्पॉन्डेंट टू बैंक. ओके, फिफ्थ वाला services provided by business correspondent to bank are not exempt as they are provided with respect to urban branch. But I feel this should have been covered in the RCM basis. The whole data is not given. So they have taken that service in the forward charge, not in RCM. Only legal services provided by advocate to business entity. Business entity should pay tax in cash. But can the business entity claim ITC? Yes. So while paying, they have set off that ITC. It's easy, not very tricky, but you'll have to check it again. Please share this video with as many students you can. और अगर कहीं आपको लगा है that you are doing it for the first time, it's okay. This is what is the benefit of solving all the chapters combined so that we revise provisions. Frankly, I have revised the provisions of value of supply, ITC, levy, and section 7, section 9, composition. काफी सारे topics revise हो गए, but another way of doing this, I am also getting confidence. Last 2 days I have taken non-stop continuous marathon with half an hour's lunch break. फिर भी 6-6 घंटे के मैराथन किए हमने. तो इसको हम डबल द टाइम में कर सकते थे. पता है कैसे? Especially for CMA students who want to practice and do it again, beta, you still have lot of time. So if you are doing this, okay, ITC is blocked for the motor car because it's only 6 people ka vehicle, not 30. Go and refer that point in the handwritten booster notes. Just a glance I am giving. If you have watched the DT Sarthi revision videos, ये देखो हर जगह आपको ऐसे फ्लो चार्ट्स मिलेंगे. This one flow chart is talking about all the blocked credit. Handmade, and I have asked you to make it with me. Same. I was talking about tax invoice, na? एक ही जगह पे I have given all the documents. Okay? So do check it. If you have any doubt, comment below. Stay connected. I'm going to take a doubt clearing session and with all the pitfalls to avoid, but after 1 hour. There's some schedule with my mother-in-law and at home. I'll finish off and 2 o'clock I'll take live. If you want to clear your doubts or ask anything, you join the live class. If not, you can later watch as recording. Thank you so much. Keep commenting. थोड़ा subscribe कर दो exam तक. 56% of my viewers are unsubscribed. क्यों बेटा? Thank you. Bye-bye all of you. See you all after the break. I'm closing this live. Again, I'll log in. You can join. Bye, beta. Watch 2 videos specifically for the paper pattern and the pitfalls to avoid in exam. Very to the point videos I have made. And if you're writing CMA exam, trust my material. आई हैव टेकन लॉट ऑफ एफर्ट्स टू मेक दैट कॉम्पैक्ट वाला मटेरियल। तो वो मटेरियल आप टेलीग्राम में मिल जाएगा, डीटी कंपाइलर भी मिल जाएगा, उसके साथ 25 रिविजन वीडियोस फॉर जीएसटी